Hello there, you wonderful person. I am Gareth Mason. It's Monday, January 19th, 2020, 2026. I don't know who that was. The lady was waving at me from the car. It's exactly 7:09 p.m. and I'm going home now. What is on my mind? The fact that there are so many absent and bad fathers around, it's just, that is something that is extremely sad. The role of a father, I'll talk about myself. These vlogs are about myself, and it's better for me to talk about myself than for me to talk about somebody else. Which is why it's not because of myself that the subject is on my mind, but it is on my mind. I didn't really grow up with my father. My memory of my father was just, he used to visit me like twice a year or so. Have I talked about this before? I don't remember if I have. Oh, that's a beautiful sky. Look at that. Wait a second. Here we go. Okay. Look at that. Looks very nice, right? Okay. Yeah. I don't remember if I talked about this before. Yeah, so I didn't have him around. It was very awkward when he came because I didn't really know how to behave. I was like, yeah, he's my father, but my conception of the term is not, it was never really that, concrete. I didn't know. I've never known what it was to have a father, really. My father, he's a busy man. He has his own business, and like he can't really. There's nobody to take care of the business other than himself, or at least there wasn't at the time. And then he had a stroke a couple of years ago. Last time I saw him was when my sister from my father's side of the family, she sent me a message saying that there was nobody to take care of my father, and they needed me to go help spend the night with him. So, and that's the last time I saw him. Never again. He sent me a message on my birthday last year. And that was the last time I heard from him as well. And I don't make an effort to be in touch with him, I grew up without a father. I am used to be without him, and he doesn't owe me anything, but I also don't owe him anything either. So I don't really feel like getting in touch with him. Never did. I remember when I was a kid, I used to, like very young, I think my mother, I think they tried to make me go there more often, spend the night there even, but I've always hated it. It was just it was a really bad environment for me. No, it wasn't. No, that's not correct. It was not a bad environment. It was a good environment. It is a good environment. It's just that I never felt comfortable there, you know. I always felt very uncomfortable. Me being the way that I am, with a lot of anxiety. I've always been like this. And my father's place, whenever I went there, it was always like a Sunday or like a day that there was a lot of people, you know? A day where there was a lot of people there. And everybody knew my name. Everybody knew who I was. And everybody would give me attention and say comments about me and everything. And I really didn't like that. There was way too much attention, way too many people. And I didn't know any of them. Didn't really. Yeah. And I grew up, teenager, preteen. I got my ears pierced. It's funny. My mother was the one that took me to the pharmacy to do it. And I felt, you know, my father's family was always very, very religious. I felt the weirdness in the air when I did. I think that's about the time I stopped going there. The very last time I went there, like, I was pressured to go there before I had to take care of my father, was when back when my grandma was still alive, my father's mother, and so they used that on me, you know, like, hey, like, your grandma, she wants to see you. She doesn't have that, like, she doesn't have that long left, and didn't like that, but, you know, it felt like, I felt pressure to go because of that. Yeah, and then she died. That was my very first oh geez, how do you say enterro in English? When you go to the place where they keep the body in a casket. I don't know. Yeah, it was my very first experience with a dead body, honestly. It was my grandma. Subject matter got kind of dark here, huh? My goodness. Yeah, but anyways, that was the last time I went there. And I kind of lost my train of thought. What was I saying before? Like, what was I saying? What was the point of? Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want to go there. Yeah, like, growing up, I didn't have many good paternal, you know, role models. You know, Mateus, you know, my cousins, the ones that don't live here, they were here during vacation, during Christmas. Their dad, their father, my uncle, he is like the best, you know, father figure I've ever known, you know. I had another uncle, the one that lived with my mother when she was, with my grandmother when she was still alive, my mother's mother. He was a drunk when I was a kid, aggressive, not good, not a good role model. And those are pretty much the only men in my life. Like, I had my cousin, but he was like young. It was not. But then it's kind of weird to say this, but like I had paternal father figures that were like online figures. I think the very first one was Neil deGrasse Tyson. Really enjoyed watching his stuff when I was a teenager. And then Matt Dillahunty, I think. But yeah, that's when I was in my very atheistic stage. And then the best one of them all, Jordan Peterson. That's the one I learned with the most. Yeah. So now I gotta find a new one that that will teach me how not to give a fuck, right? It's all about that balance thing. Yesterday's vlog, I think, or last week's vlog, like on Friday, I don't remember. I was talking about balance and no, it's on Saturday. Balance and how, Peterson taught me a bunch of responsibility, and that was really good for me. It is really good for me, but now I need to learn how to relax, because I don't really know how to relax. I was talking to my VIP student this morning about this kind of stuff, about anxiety, stress, yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. It was a good class. It was a really good class. It was our very first class this year. It was nice. Yeah. Just ran up to the gate and didn't bark. Yes. Do I have anything else on my mind? I guess not. I want to relax, man. I want to learn how to not care, or to be more selective with what I care about, and just relax, Really wanted to do that. Yeah. But it's on my mind. It's on my mind. Guess whatever you think about, you focus on, you will learn eventually. Your mind makes sure you're going in that direction. But anyways, I think that's all for today. I am going home, and I'm very hungry. I smell food. Didn't eat this afternoon. I just had a big lunch, and that was enough at the time, but now I'm pretty damn hungry. And plans, I don't have any interesting plans to is worth discussing, so I think that's all. I'll be back tomorrow to let you know what happened between now and then, or whatever is on my mind. Thanks everybody for watching. I have been Gareth Mason, and I'll see you the next time I see you. Bye-bye.